Hi, happy Sunday. Out here, it's a little bit chilly this morning. Not super chilly, but it's Florida, so it's a little chilly. But out here on Sunday, and wanted just to be able to talk to you today. We're going to dive into a little bit piece of meditation, and we're just going to talk. So if you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness of narcissistic abuse. I work with women who have been abused and stuck in toxic relationships, and I work with men who've shown up as liars or cheaters, and they want to find freedom of how to actually show up honest. So if you fall into either one of those categories, you can go to rawmotivations.com. Let it help you. On Sundays, our content is like, it's a whole different little shift. And the reason why it's a little different shift is part of it is I'm trying to develop a consistency in how I show up for you and how I'm communicating. But also it's a piece where it's engaging on Sunday inside of the spiritual world and the spiritual practice. And it's another way for me just to be able to say, this is what's going on in my life. If it connects, great. If it doesn't, great. I'm still here anyways, and we'll still have the regular narcissistic content throughout the rest of the week. So anyways, today on Sunday, what I want to talk to you a little bit about is this piece of meditation. And meditation has been a massive part of my life, my growth, my development, and there's been massive breakthroughs and help of healing that's happened inside of it. But inside of that, what I've realized, and one of the things I communicate to the people that I coach and the people I work with and mentors that I have, is there's no type of right or wrong meditation. The only wrong meditation you could have is no meditation. So the goal every single day is to be able to have meditation that helps ground me every single day. Now, there's a couple different aspects we want to talk about with this. Now, the reason why I do meditation, a couple reasons. One, it grounds me. And what I mean by grounds me is it helps reduces stress and anxiety, period. Like this is like a medical aspect of it as well. But it's also this piece of like, hey, it actually like helps me hold down all of the crazy thoughts and the spinning ideas and the experiences and things of like, what is just going on? What's the most important thing? What do I need to think about? What do I need to concentrate on? Now, I might meditate on specific things, or I might just sit and just kind of start working on clearing one thought after one thought so that I have clarity about what needs to happen next. What is my goals or the priorities or the things that I need to shift or adjust for me? So there's a lot of different pieces inside of that we can talk through. But one of the pieces of meditation is just there's all different types of styles out there. You can get into different pieces where sometimes people get to where they're like, meditation is too like woo-woo, it's too out there, it's too much of this culture, that culture. And at the end of the day, like the biggest thing inside of meditation is this growth. Like we want to be able to help like grow and connect you to yourself, but ultimately connect you to God. And I think meditation is a powerful way to do that. I've talked about that some on some other videos of like, I think prayer is talking to God and meditation is being able to receive. That's how I view it. And that's the frame that I live in. And that's what I also practice. And I've had some of the most amazing experiences of connecting to God through meditation and through healing different parts of me and different parts of me that were exposed in meditation that then I could take into stacking, into therapy, into different work so that I could actually heal those pieces of me as well. So today, one of the pieces I wanted to talk about was just different types of meditation. I've tried a lot of different types, and I'm going to talk through a couple different types today. It might be more of just like a practical tools and tips in one sense, but that's where we're at. So the original meditation that I learned, the very, 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 very first one, was called clock meditation. And inside of clock meditation, you start to imagine and picture in your mind's eye a clock. It could be a digital clock, and if it is, you're just going to picture 12, 1, 2, 0, 0. Or if it's like an analog clock with the spinning dials and everything, then you're going to picture both hands, the minute hand, the hour hand, aligned right at the top and at the center of 12. And the idea inside of it is to be able to sit and picture that and imagine that clock and bring that into the center of your mind. And with the clock, you actually have that clock that's there. The goal is that you have the hands that are spinning, that you actually get them to stop at 12. Both hands to stop straight up at 12. And then your mind will start to think about something and you'll notice the clock hands will start to move. And as soon as they start to move, you bring them back to 12. And you do this over and over and over, and it starts to train your mind of thinking singularly, thinking on one thing. And when this happens, oftentimes people can get to a place that then they drop into meditation. They're able to actually have the clock almost fade away, and they're able to almost feel like they're in a different place. They're not, but mentally and emotionally, they might be experiencing something that could be healing or opening up different aspects for them to be able to work through. So that's one. Clock meditation, super powerful and super helpful. Inside of that, then, we would start to add different breath work. There's lots of different breath work out there. People do lots of different breath work meditations. They're very, very powerful. Some popular ones that people do is you'll have like the box breathing. where you'll inhale for 4 seconds, then you'll hold for 4 seconds, then you'll exhale for 4 seconds, then you'll hold for 4 seconds, and then you'll inhale, and you just keep repeating the whole cycle. I don't really care for box breathing. To me, like, I get into it and I feel like I'm concentrating so much on the 4 seconds, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So I don't focus on the box breathing. We did do, and I have done fire breaths, which is basically where you'll like snort in with your nose and go out with your mouth, like really fast and really sharp. You don't do a ton of these, okay? But sometimes you do these at the beginning of meditation. What it does is it kind of floods your brain with oxygen and then kind of puts you in a state of, you're just like, okay, now I'm just gonna sit, feel my body, acknowledge like where my heart is pumping, the blood's flowing, like what it actually feels like. So sometimes we'll do those to actually start into it. Sometimes it'll simply be, hey, we want you just to acknowledge your breath as you're meditating. Just in, out, in, out. That's the only thing to focus on. So clock, different aspects of the breath work, all different types of meditation. Then started to learn compass meditation. And compass meditation is very interesting because you take the same exact modality that you want to do. So let's say, for instance, clock meditation, and you just do it pointed in different areas. So I know, hey, as I'm sitting here, if I face that direction, I'm going to be facing north. And what's weird is you'll have a very consistent experience of it being different depending on which direction you go to. So for me personally, when I face north, it's typically all connected to my heart center, to love, to God, to the divine, like all that aspect, like spiritually wise, is north. South is more of like work, like life, busyness, hecticness, that kind of stuff. And then over towards, I don't know if I'm gonna, the east would be like relationships. Like my wife, my kids, like previous relationships, all those things would come up in that category. So it's interesting because I could do the same exact type of modality, the same exact type of meditation, but faced in different directions, different results, and consistently different results. So it's been one thing that's been very interesting. So you can actually shift and change and kind of have a direction of even your meditation based on your direction. So that's another one. It's compass meditation. Then also one of the other aspects that I learned was mantra meditation. Same idea of you getting to a place where you imagine the clock and then the clock disappears. It's almost like you continue to say mantras until they disappear. So with what I've learned, I learned different pieces of like power mantras. And so trying to be able to guide who I am and how I show up, these mantras are very, very key to me. So being able to learn and connect with who I am, who God is, and be able to repeat certain words that we'd call power words because they have a powerful effect on me, on the universe. And those repeated over a period of time, then could have people drop into meditation. Now, for those of you who haven't done meditation or you haven't dropped into meditation, you might be like, why does he keep saying dropped into meditation? Well, there's this piece where you're here, sitting, meditating, existing, and then it feels like you drop, almost like you drop in. You almost like you drop from this dimension to another to make it sound like creepy or weird. But it's really the reality of, is like you're going from like acknowledging everything that's in your physical existence to a place where you're like, hey, now I'm in my mind. And you might feel like you're completely different, but you're in your mind in that moment. So that's what I mean about dropping in. That's the best way I can describe it in the moment. There's been lots of other different aspects of meditation as well. So I used to listen to certain music or certain tracks. I got different tracks from different people and I was like, oh, this one I connect with, this one I like. And I used music a lot of times to be able to drop into meditation, to put me into a meditative state. And kind of be like a positive trigger that would help me get to a meditative place and think and be where I could actually clear my mind and ground myself and be calm. So use that for a lot of times. I've moved away and I'm not really using the music stuff anymore. There are certain musics and certain tracks that I liked and certain tracks that I didn't like or that just didn't produce results, or I got to a place where I realized God's closing that door on that music track. It served a purpose to get me here, but it doesn't serve to get me to the next place. So stop using it. Right now, sometimes I'll do silent or I'll do rainwater. So just a soundtrack on my phone that's just rain falling on leaves, basically is all it is. So it's just like the pitter patter, and use that as kind of like a white noise or background to be able to have my mind just help concentrate and be able to think and step into meditation. All this to say, there's a lot of different, and that's just like a few. Like there's a few that I've learned and a few that I practice, but there's a lot of other different modalities and types of meditation. A lot of people love guided meditations. I like them a little bit, and I've done a decent amount of them, but I get to a place where I want to be able to work on my meditation and connect with God, and sometimes I don't feel like I can connect with God when I'm listening to someone else. So that's kind of a piece for me inside of that. But any meditation that you do is going to be helping you move to another level, another aspect of who you are, coming into awareness of who you are, how you're showing up on a day-to-day basis. So I'd always encourage you to invest the time, attention, and energy into learning about meditation to be able to help ground you physically, mentally, and emotionally, calm your nerves, calm your anxiety, but then also to be able to have a practice of bringing up different things that are going to be healing, opportunity for you to grow and develop who you are, opportunity for you to engage in a different way than what you might normally if you didn't practice meditation. So something to consider, something to think about. Some people hate this, some people love this, but at the end of the day, that's what I do, and that's a piece of my journey that has radically shifted who I am, and all the healing aspects that's come from that has been absolutely massive. So huge fan of it, and a huge piece of it. Could it be used in a wrong way? Yeah. Could it be used in the right way? Yeah. So can anything in the world. So a lot of times people get stuck on certain modalities, certain things. The main piece is, are you growing, developing who you are? I have been because of that, and so I'm going to keep doing it till it doesn't serve me, and then I'll do something else. But anyways, hope this helps. It was a little bit random on a Sunday, just talking through different pieces of meditation modalities, how it's affected my life. Stay tuned. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day, and we'll see y'all next time.